Chris Evans, Tess Daly, Gary Lineker and even Graham Norton, all celebrities that are coining it in at the BBC. But what sneaked in almost under the radar, because we're talking about that? The retirement age.
By law, the government has to review the state pension age during each parliament, and so it's commissioned 2 reports last year. Well, the first was written by the former boss of the business group, the CBI, and it says that planned increases to the state pension age should actually be accelerated. He says it should rise to 68 by the year 2039.
Many people are saying the increase of the retirement age wasn't in the Conservative manifesto. It was in there, but the figures were just not revealed. Much like the rest of the manifesto, it was almost completely uncosted. If they had put the figures in there, they are now making public, would as many people still have voted for them? I like to think not. But a report published in 2014 says that the money pot used for state pensions will run out in around 20 years. But still the Tories are to lower corporate tax yet again. A £70 billion tax break for the highest earners in this country, and yet has still failed to promise the working class that their income tax will be capped.
So the CBI also proposes scrapping the triple lock that currently guarantees the state pension will rise by at least 2.5% a year, saying it should now increase in line with wages instead. Now, at the same time, a second report has set out possible scenarios for the increase in the state pension age. One of those would mean that people under the age of 30, who are currently under 30, wouldn't get their state pension age until they're 70.
The Conservatives tell us that there isn't enough money to fund social care, isn't enough money to keep funding pensions. Britain's corporate tax rate at the moment is 22%, but they want to further lower that to 17%. But what about Sweden? Take Sweden for example. Most care is funded by citizens' taxes. In actual fact, Sweden allocates 3.6% of its GDP on long-term care and also provides the highest number of healthcare workers for the elderly over the age of 65. And what is the result of them doing that? Well, it's not surprising that in 2013, Sweden was ranked first for treatment of elderly in a United Nations supported global study, the Global Age Watch Index. And the corporate tax rate for Sweden is 22%. But what about income tax? Well, Sweden's tax rate is quite simple. Sweden and Norway have similarly flat income tax systems. Sweden's top marginal tax rate of 56.9% applies to all income over 1.5 times the average income in Sweden. Now, I can already hear people shouting at the screen, and some of you are reaching for that little X in the top of the screen. I say wait. I say it all the time. It falls at the feet of all of us to make sure we have a better society. Why should mine and your income tax rate rise, and at the same time companies earning millions and wealthy individuals get billions of pounds in tax breaks? Consider VAT, known as consumption tax. Sweden has theirs set at 9% of GDP, while here in Britain it is just over 11%. So where is all the money going? If Sweden can do it, why can't we? It always seems to fall at the feet of the working masses. We are told people are living longer. Arguably, many people get ill well into their old age. Again, arguably, some people pass away from 67 onwards. Are they in fact raising it so in many cases they don't have to pay out at all? We are slaving away well into our old age, and slaving it becomes more poignant when you consider the origins of the term family. The word family came into English in around the 15th century. Its root lies in the Latin word famulus, meaning servant. The first meaning in English was close to our modern word household, a group of individuals living under one roof that included blood relations and servants. So from that you get servant, and the origins of the word servant, a very common word with a variety of meanings, all implying greater or less degree of inferiority and want of freedom. The most frequent use is of equivalent of slave. So is that exactly what we are becoming? Slaves, being made to work until we drop to benefit the top 1% or even the 5% of this country? Could it be left up to us? Should it be left up to us to put away for our retirement? With the increase of food banks, people being made homeless, families struggling, where is all the money going? We pay tax on fuel, council tax, income tax. The self-employed pay NIC payments. Where is it all going? Cuts are being made to the public sector, so we must be saving. We must be saving money there. Where is it all going? Increasing the pension age means the state pension age increasing from 67 to 68 between 2037 and 2039, 7 years earlier than the previously planned, apparently to reflect increasing longevity. Once we get there, can we see it increasing again? I'll say yes. And why? I've always said the Conservatives play the long game. They make policies and changes that take years to come into effect, and sometimes that could be a good thing. So why will it increase again when we get to 2037? Because eventually, I think, they want to get rid of it. It will take a couple, maybe just one generation, but the people in charge, the real leaders, and some of you know what I mean when I mention that, will start to reap the benefits of plans laid out over past years gone by. We can make it better for all of us, because united, we can have a better society and a better political system. I know the large amount of viewers on this channel is between 35 and 45, but if you are watching this now and close to retirement age, what do you think of the change? If you were born in the relevant year group, what plans are you now going to make? And do you agree with the change? Do you agree with me and with what I've said? Whatever you think, let me and other viewers know and place your comment in the box below. Please do click subscribe and help this channel grow. The popular it becomes, the better chance we have of making yourself heard. Thanks for watching. Bye bye for now.